just in the way of observation. I'm reading my scriptures as I do every day, and I'm in the book of 1 Timothy. I come to chapter 3. The early part of that chapter, I'm reading about deacons and how deacons ought to perform their office as a deacon. And then the topic goes from that to how we ought to behave in the church. And I'm reading that, and I said, well, that's interesting. And then I came to the 16th verse. And, I have to admit I'm scratching my head over this because it says, and without controversy, great is the mystery of godliness. And so, one thing I know from having read many of the Apostle Paul's writings is that he likes a mystery. And he uses that word several times. He talks about the relationship between a man and a woman in the church. He said it's a mystery. And many things he says to us are mysterious. And I have to be honest with you, some of the writings of the Apostle Paul I find to be rather mysterious. As a matter of fact, I'm not alone in that observation. You might remember that the Apostle Peter himself said, the writings of the Apostle Paul, he said, sometimes they're hard to understand. And, that's just one of those times. I said, okay, there's got to be an explanation to this comment that he's written here. Great is the mystery of godliness. Well, it brought me to a lot of questions that I began to ask because I want to find out what are we dealing with here. First thing, I had to go and just understand exactly what is a mystery. I mean, we all think about mysteries. We have books. We call them mysteries. I mean, the reason why we call them mysteries is because it's a mystery. And the one thing we know about mysteries is that you don't often know everything about it. And that's the whole point of a mystery. There are some mysteries that never, ever get resolved. There are mysteries, and of course, books. And if you read a book that's called a mystery book, you're not going to find the answer until you get to the end of the book, hopefully. It's a mystery. Most of the time, I think most of us kind of like a little mystery in our lives. Things that we don't always know, because the truth of the matter is that life itself is a mystery. We don't know from one day to the next what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to be the end of this day. We don't know what's going to be the end of this hour. It's all quite mysterious to us. But this question of godliness, it's interesting to me because it's even hard sometimes to even explain what it is. But let's talk about the mystery for a moment. I looked it up in the dictionary, and this is what I found. It says something that is not or cannot be known or understood or explained. I like the second explanation even better. He says, arouses curiosity or suspense because it is not fully revealed. Well, I think that's a pretty good definition of godliness because I don't think that we fully understand what it means to be godly. And to be a person who has that type of relationship with God, that we'd say that, well, that's a godly person over there. Especially what Scripture tells us that we've all sinned and come short of the glory of God. So it's a mystery, but we'll talk about it as we go through the week this week on the Gospel on the Radio broadcast. Until next time, God bless you.